अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी सिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हयवदर परब्रह्मणे नमः ओम श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. I'll start the class. Sorry for the delay. Let me show the screen. Share. So one point. Okay, you can see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, slideshow. Play from current slide. Okay. So we'll continue with Madhvacharya on the second chapter. Param Vishnum Nayo Veti Kurvanopi Traikriyaha Naso Traiviti Ityukto Vedavadisa Uchyate. In the chapters, second chapter, 40th shloka. What is the shloka? Wait a second. 40th shloka. Actually, it should be 41st shloka. See, I named it as 40th. Let's see what happens. Where is this? Vidya. I'll just. Okay. Yeah, this is listed as 4240, and this is Gita Tatparya according to Madhvacharya. The person who does not know the true nature of Viṣṇu or Viṣṇu Sarvottamatva, that means Viṣṇu is beyond everybody. If a person doesn't know, even though Kurvanopi Trayi Kriyaha, that means even that person is doing all the Veda Vihita karma, that is karmas, actions prescribed in the Vedas correctly. Naso Traividya Ityukto, he is not known as Traividya, or he is not known to know the three Vedas. Vedavadi Samuchyate. He is known as Vedavadi. He is unnecessarily arguing about Veda without knowing what it is. That means there are many people who think that they know the Vedas, and with limited knowledge of Vedas, they try to show off. And obviously, the other people who don't even know probably even Sanskrit will completely believe in such persons, and they will just follow. And each of these may have their own, groups, mathas, and other things like that. So there is a chance that an ordinary man, ordinary person of any kind, may be waylaid, maybe tricked by some people into taking paths which are not the true paths. Vado vivada samprokto, vado vachanamevacha, vedokte Viṣṇu mahatmye vivadat patanadapi, athava nirarthakat pathat vedavadi sa uchyate, vedavadarataha nat syat na pashandi na haituki. Here, the focus of these explanations are to help understand somebody that who is the true knower of the Vedas and who can confuse people. People should have a clear discrimination between such people. Vado vivadaha samprokto vado vachanamevacha. The thing is, people who do not understand Viṣṇu Mahatmya, or who do not understand the true nature of the Viṣṇu as the highest, then they are known as Vedavadis. And such people may recite the Vedas. They may without looking at a book, do Veda, chanting of the Vedas from the beginning to the end, but they may not know the real meanings of the Vedas. So people who just chant without knowledge of what they are chanting, they are also known as Vedavadis. They are known as Vedavada Ratha. That means they are totally obsessed with only wrong arguments regarding Vedas. Bauddhas, they are Veda Virodhis. They don't even follow the Vedas. Pashupata Matas, Nyaya Vaisheshika. One should avoid all these kind of paths according to Madhvacharya. They will get, lead you astray from the right path. One should not be a Haituka or Śuṣka Hṛdaya. That means dry logic. One should not go into dry logic. They will lead you to darkness, ignorance, and you are forced into a region known as Vavra. Vavra means it's like a state. It's almost like a hell. It will not let you get out of that. You are caught inside that region. Varayati. That means it will not let you go. You're forced there. That which does not let you go and also covers up truth. So the truth is hidden from these people who are not understanding the true nature of the Vedas, which is only to extol and glorify the nature of Viṣṇu. That people do not understand. And this is also the region of the Asuras. So people who are going into are following paths such as these, they will end up in the region of Asuras. Tebhyo yati tamo ghoram andham yasmat nachotthitihi anarambham. 1 second, let me just see what is here. Anarambha anantancha nityadukham sukhojjitam vavram yad vedagatitam tatra yantyasuradaya haiti brahma vaivarte. So Madhvacharya quotes a lot from Puranas, and he is quoting now from Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Here they go from where they do not progress. So people who are misled, who do not understand the true nature of the Vedas, they do not progress. They stay in eternal sorrow, nitya dukkham sukhojjitam. That is what the Brahma Vaivarta Purana says. So people have to avoid. What does this all mean? If you compare it, I'll come to the next sloka also. These slokas are important. Right in the beginning, in the second chapter, according to Madhvacharya, Kṛṣṇa is saying that there are thousands of paths which can lead you astray. Follow me. Have trust in me. Do you think I know the Vedas? If you think I know the Vedas, just follow me. So many people think that, oh, what is this Bhagavad Gītā? There used to be a person called Kṛṣṇa who was in India, somewhere in Vrindavan, Mathura region, long time back. And then he said some things. What's the big deal? There are thousands of people who come and go in this universe. And everybody says something. Kṛṣṇa is one of them. If they think like that, obviously they will miss the whole point. They will miss who this Kṛṣṇa is. That is why even in our Bhagavata and in other granthas, it says Gudascharati Vrishnishu. This Kṛṣṇa is hidden among other people like ordinary people. And in the Vrishni clan of people, he was secretly hiding. Even Chaturmukha Brahma, even the Devatas did not know that he was hiding there. This is the way the Bhagavata talks about Kṛṣṇa. And many people in the modern, this one, oh, Kṛṣṇa, he spoke Bhagavad Gītā. Kṛṣṇa is a character in Mahabharata, and Vyasa just explained Mahabharata. That's about it. So Vyasa is like a Homer, Iliad, or some kind of a epic. There are a number of epics. Human mind can create a lot of epics. And Mahabharata seems to be a long epic. And Krishna is a character written and expressed by the author, Vedavyasa. This is how the modern people think. And obviously, scientific thinking will support, rational thinking will support those kind of views. Madhvacharya says they are going to lead you astray, and they're already going in the wrong paths. The next shloka is very important. What I want you to do is think about this verse, because this is widely quoted verse. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. This is widely quoted, and also each acharya understands this verse differently. Believe it or not, when I'm reading Madhva, I'm getting a slightly different view of all these verses. If you look at Śaṅkara Bhāṣya, and if you look at Rāmānuja Bhāṣya, you get slightly different view. It's interesting to know the views and compare them in your minds. This is a lot of study, right? It is. See, the thing is, when you're young, you like to just go to an old person who really knows things very well. For example, myself, right? I just blindly, when I was very young, about 19, 20 years old, I just blindly went and talked to my grandfather's brother, and whom I heard in my own, like, regional community and things like that. Oh, this person knows Bhagavad Gītā very well. He's an expert in Bhagavad Gītā. They said, and then I just blindly went and talked to him, and then he talked to me for about 4 years and taught me Bhagavad Gītā. Then you think, that's what you know, right? Human beings just progress from where they are and pick up something. At that time, you think that, oh, he's going to give me the essence. It doesn't matter which bhashya we are talking about, whether Rāmānuja bhashya or Śaṅkara bhashya, Madhva bhashya, any bhashya, it doesn't matter. This person is going to give me a summary, and whatever it is, and you trust. Only when you start thinking, questioning what they have taught you, and try to determine for yourself, oh, this is what it is, this is what it is, you will, the teachings will start cementing in your mind. So some people may think that reading a lot may confuse us and things like that. But if you trust any particular acharya whom you, obviously you're not going to talk to somebody who doesn't know, and you already get references before you go and understand something from somebody. Once you know that you trust a particular person, if you understand what it is and keep on thinking, you have to do a lot of manana, right? And if you do manana, a lot of interesting things come out. And I'm surprised. Why am I saying this to you? Is I'm surprised that every time we read Bhagavad Gītā according to different acharyas, you get a different angle to it. You understand something from a different perspective. So it becomes, it's not that one is replacing the other. It's not that one is opposing the other, but it shines like how a diamond, if you turn around, the diamond shines in a different way. If you turn around this way, it shines in a different way with probably some blue and some other kind of colors, right? So that is how our Vedantic knowledge has been polished by great acharyas. So we should not think that these acharyas are against each other. We can know a lot from them. What do you think? Do you think it makes sense?
Yes, of course, it makes sense.
Good. Now let me share again. I forgot sharing this. This verse is interesting. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana bahushakaha hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Just a second, please. So according to Madhvacharya, this shloka takes a slightly different view. See, if you just look at the sentences, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, that's something like a determined knowledge. Buddhi eke hai so Guru Nandana. There is only one determined knowledge, which is clearly well thought out Buddhi. Bahushakah Kyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayinam. Multifarious, multi-branched, and endless are the views of avyavasayi, or people without a determined knowledge. Just that's what is the meaning of this. The way the way Madhvacharya understands it is slightly different. Look at it. What this verse means is Krishna is telling Arjuna, trust me, have faith in me. Whatever I say, the tattva jnana upaya, that is a true knowledge and a way out for you from this mess of samsara is what you get out of clear assessment of what is said in Vedas and also the worldly knowledge. Okay. So if many people think about it and completely analyze the Vedas and completely analyze the good they have heard in this world, whatever decision they come to, that's what I'm telling you. That's what Krishna says. You have come to the right place, Arjuna. All those other acharyas, rishis and everybody, if they really think about Tattva Jnana properly, think about everything, they will come to the same decision as what I have come. And I am going to impart you that truth. Other paths mislead you to several directions. People who do not determine the truth properly using the pramanas will lead you astray. Hence, trust in me for your own good. This is the message Krishna is giving. It is not like unrelated. It says, oh, just like it's not like a casual thing that, okay, there is something called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, that is a determined thing, which is only one. And other people take multiple paths because they don't understand what they're doing. But what Krishna is secretly hinting here is, according to Madhvacharya, I have already done the homework for you. Trust in me. At that time, if you think about it, right now, Arjuna has not seen the Vishwarupa. Arjuna is deluded in thinking that Krishna is just a friend. He's helping him in the war by just being a charioteer. That's all. So this is a conversation, Krishna keeps it only in that level, and Arjuna understands only in that level. Yoge imam buddhim shruno ityuktam. This is the Bhāṣya of Madhvacharya. Look, Arjuna may doubt. Why should I trust Krishna? Each Darshanakara is a rishi, right? Karnada rishi created logic, Nyaya Shastra and all. And there, behind each Darshana, like Saṅkhya Darshana, Kapila Muni is the founder of Saṅkhya Darshana. Ishvara Krishna is also. So there are many Darshanas, Saṅkhya, Yoga, Nyaya Vaisheshika, Patanjali is behind Yoga. So there are so many rishis who have created Darshanas. And Arjuna may doubt, why should I trust Krishna? Because these Darshanikas have come up with different paths. But what Krishna is saying is, if they are determined by proper pramanas, if the Darshanikas put together all their minds and then come up with some kind of a solution, they have to come to one conclusion. There is no mutual contradiction between them. This is an interesting thought, because in Nammayvar says in one of the Pashrams, Piravit Tuyarara is the Pashram. I vaguely remember, I'm not good in Tamil. What Nammayvar says, the Samayangal, that means Darshanas, are not against each other. So the thing is, what Nammayvar has done, Nammayvar says, look, if you properly understand the Darshana, they do not contradict each other. And you can remove the contradictions between Darshanas. That's what Nammayvar says. So interestingly, I found this as a parallel to to what Namāva says and what Madhvacharya says seem to be similar. And he says there is no mutual contradiction between Darśanas, if you understand them right. Buddhir nirnita tattvanam eka Viṣṇu parayana. Only a few have come to the right conclusion of Viṣṇu paratva. So the thing is, when you look at all the darshanas, you just have to come. There's no other choice. You have to come to the solution, realization that Viṣṇu is the highest. Others take different routes that are mutually contradictory. They are not Viṣṇu parayana. So Brahmavaivarta Purana clearly says this, the same kind of a view, what is said in the Bhagavad Gītā, is said differently in the Brahmavaivarta. Says that people who take other paths other than the paths to Viṣṇu are confused. They don't have the right conclusion. That's what Brahmavaivarta is saying. Yam Imam, the 2.42 to 2.4, they're all towards the same goal. They're connected verses. Yam Imam Pushpitam Vācam Pravadanti Avipashyataha Vedavadarataha Partha Nanyadasti Vādinaha. Yam Imam Pushpitam Vācam Pravadanti Avipashyataha. Avipasyat means Vipasyat means who can look at all angles, who can look at truth in all angles. Vishvam Pashyat Chitvam, or something like that they say. Avipasyat means they cannot look at truth in all angles. So they know little, but they talk. Pushpitam Vācam, they talk in flowery language. Vedavadarataha Partha Nanyadastiti Vādinaha. The thing is, they are determined that this is the goal. Oh, going to Svarga Kamo, Ejeta is there, right? For people who want to go to heaven, do this yajna. They say, oh, that is the goal. It's already said, it is right in the Vedas. And they start arguing that whatever little they understand, they say that that is the final goal. Vedavadarataha Partha Nanyadastiti Vādinaha. There is no other goal. That's what they say. Kamatmanaha, they are driven by desires. Svarga paraha, they want goals like heaven, Svarga, Indraloka, who are. This is basically, what does it do? Is it starts a cycle. What kind of a monstrously big cycles are these? They are large cycles. What do? These people will say, okay, yeah, Indra is the right place to go, Svarga is the right place to go, do this yajna. So even following the Vedas, they just take a portion of it and say this is the right way. And that will cause janma karma phala pradam. That means they enter into doing yajnas and they may not succeed in that life. They will go to the next life. Someday they may succeed. And they have to do so many different types of work. Finally, these are all petty fruits, petty goals, which only last for a small duration. They have to come back. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam Bhoga Ishwarya Gatim Prati. Even here in this world, people influence people to take different paths. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. You have heard people like, oh, I invest in these stocks, you will make a lot of money. Do this, you will make a lot of money. Learn something new, you will make a lot of money. So people push people towards Bhoga Ishwarya Gati, towards experiences, wealth here. Kriya Vishesha Bhulam, that means which involves so many actions and difficulties. Bhogashwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apaharta Chetasam, people who are completely obsessed, occupied in money making towards better and better, bigger and bigger amount of money, and to have experiences here in different kinds. Bhoga. People whose mind are obsessed with it. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadona vidhiyate. They will not know the truth, which is clear and one, and they cannot focus and come to a conclusion with happiness and with manashanti, with peace in mind, saying, yes, I am doing the right thing. They will never get that peace. And they will never get the true realization that this is the right path. This is what the word meaning is. Madhvacharya takes it with a slight different thing. Churavaidikani matanvaya Matanvaya Vyavasa Matani Avyavasayatnikani. That's how we have to break. Shura Vaidikani Matani. There are Avaidika Matas. There are Abhyavasayatmika, means they are not decisive towards spiritual progress. Natu Vaidikani, tepi kechit karmani svargadi phalani eva ahuhu ityata aham yamimam. The inner meaning of the Vedas, there are a number of mantras which talk about yajnas to deities such as Indra, Agni and all. These mantras seem to be dedicated to these deities. For the ordinary people, that's what they think, who do not know the inner meanings of these mantras. These people who do not know argue that these Vedic yajnas are to achieve Svarga and other goals. Hence, their minds are stolen and are obsessed with different goals. However, the intent of these mantras are only to indicate Kṛṣṇa. The term Agni, Indra and all, they directly indicate only Kṛṣṇa. Hence, they do not have, people who do not understand this, they think that they are pleasing an Indra deity or some other deity. They don't understand that the same terms used in the yajnas, in the Vedas, indicate Kṛṣṇa only. They don't know that they are secretly indicating Kṛṣṇa only here. But different terms are used in the Vedas. Yamahuhu taya ityanvayaha moksha phalamapeksha svargadi pushpa yuktam vacham pravadanti vedavadarataha karmadivachakade vedavadarataha vedayat yanmukataha uchyate tatraiva rataha. So vedahi yanmukataha uchyate, superficially whatever is said, that's what they believe. And of course, Vedas talk about Svarga and other kind of goals, but these people who don't know the whole thing focus on that alone, and they say there is nothing else. So why does the Vedas use terms like Agni, Indra, secretly indicating that they all refer to only Kṛṣṇa? Because Paroksha Vishaya Vedaha, thing is, the Vedas always try to teach in an indirect way. Paroksha Priya Ivahi Devaha. Even the Devatas want you to learn in an indirect way. Mam vidhatte abhidatte ityadi parokshena prayo bhagavantam vadanti. So these words and sentences indirectly mean Kṛṣṇa. There is a reason for it. Let people understand things thoroughly, and only they go to the right goal. Then you may think that, why is it they didn't make it easy for everybody? You can argue like that. They should have made everything easy, because by nature there are so many people with different interests because of their gunas, because of the very nature. They will not enjoy the same type of solution. I can give you an example. Okay, think from a very common way. Why certain truths cannot be appreciated by some people? You have to understand what that means. I'm just going to give you a very layman example here. Say, for example, a owner of a large company. Say, for example, Apple or something. Apple is a very large company which is valued at trillions of dollars, right? And there is the owner of that company. And what he is thinking, I have done my life. I have done really very well in Apple. I have made this Apple from $1 billion company to $1 trillion company. But what will happen? I am already getting old. What should happen? I should have a child who is brilliant and who can manage this kind of a company, so that I can appoint that person as a big person in this company and slowly promote him to CEO of this company. He will have that kind of a thing, right, in the mind. He will constantly think that, what can I do? And or if that person has a child, he will say, okay, how can I train this child to become the next CEO of Apple? If you go and tell that person, no, why are you worried? You have already made so much money in this life. You have only maybe 15, 20 years to live or 30 years to live. Why don't you focus on God? You give up all these things to somebody. Don't worry about your next generation. You already made so much money for 500 generations. Give some money to your child and let that child become big. Just like how you worked hard from scratch. Let that person figure it out. You may, other people may come and give a good view, a good advice to him, saying that, look, you have worked hard towards money and you have enough money. Next 20 years, because life may go away, right? Next 20 years, focus on something spiritual. People may say, this person say, oh my God, I can't stand this kind of advice. That person may think, I want a way to make sure that my next generation, my child or somebody would be very capable and do something real here. I want some real actions right now. I don't want this, some traditional story or something from me. What's spiritual? What is that? All spiritual people, so-called spiritual people are all working for me. I can throw them out. I can even fire them. So you look at how a money-minded person who is obsessed with money right here thinks. This is how they think. Do you agree or not? Do you agree? Do you understand what I said? Maybe this example was an odd example. I didn't want to use an exact example I came across recently because it refers to somebody I know.
Yes,
So I
that
wanted
is
to
true.
Did you understand this example or this example was useless? Hello?
No, that was true.
So in general, what we are in a state where we cannot take in a particular type of advice, even though the advice is perfect advice, we will not understand because our gunas have stolen our judgment. That's what I was trying to say. And this verse is an amazing verse. What is that verse? भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया अपहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते. This is an amazing verse. You have to think about it to see why good advice on some people who are driven otherwise will be a waste. तेषां सम्यक् युक्ति निर्णयात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ समाध्यर्थे न विधीयते. So people who are interested in Svarga and other benefits here, they will not be interested in spiritual calmness, which says that the real truth is Viṣṇu Paratva, according to Madhvacharya. And that kind of a truth does not have an effect on such people. Samyak nirnitarthanam hi ishvare manah samadhanam samyak bhavati. Only when people think carefully and clearly decide that, look, no other paths will help me. Only Kṛṣṇa can help me. Kṛṣṇa can take me to Mokhṣa and not no other method. This clear understanding is not easy for everyone. Think about it. They come from different backgrounds and then different families, different teachers, and they would not understand this as the essence of Vedanta. If you think about it, there are so many Vedantis. What are the textbooks of Vedanta? Anybody quickly? What are the fundamental textbooks of Vedanta?
Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and Bhagavad Gītā.
What is the first one you said?
Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and Bhagavad Gītā.
Correct. Right? And Bhagavad Gītā is one of the simplest. And Bhagavad Gītā is also known as the essence of the Upanishads, right?
Yes.
Bhagavad Gītā is also the essence of Upanishads. And if you think about it indirectly, even though Brahma Sutras came to clarify the Upanishad statements, apparently contradictory statements in the Upanishads are all reconciled in the Brahma Sutras. Bhagavad Gītā also reconciles it in its own way, right? Simple way, directly from the words of Lord Krishna himself. So Bhagavad Gītā is an important part of Vedanta. It's very essential. In fact, my grandfather used to say, Bhagavad, Prasthanatraye Pratama Gita. He said the first one you should understand in all the prasthanas is Bhagavad Gita. So, Madhvacharya, no doubt, is stressing and say, trust in what Krishna says. Just focus on Bhagavad Gita. There are so many things to learn. And if you completely understand Bhagavad Gita properly, you cannot go wrong. Uktam cha etadanyatra natasya tattva grahanaya sakshat variya vachas samasan swapne nirutya grahameti saukyam nayasya heyanumitam swayam syat. This is, I think, in the Bhagavata. It says, grahameti saukyam. Just prapanchika sukha. Prapanchika sukha is sukha what we get: a good job, good spouse, good children, family life, party, and fun, good food, experiences, whatever. Only when a person clearly understands that all these prapanchika sukhas, all these so-called happiness is very transient. It just comes and goes away, like an object in a dream. You see an object in a dream, and next time you wake up, that object doesn't exist. Only if a person who knows this clearly, that all these experiences are not very important. They are transient, but they are not sufficient at all. There is something more powerful out there. This information should be very clear. So only for a person who knows that the prapanchika sukha or the happiness here, they're all very transient and they will go away. Right now you have a body, and we have to find the true meaning of life. For such a person, only the Vedas make sense. The Veda Vakyas, truly understood properly, make sense to a person who knows that experiences here, and they're all like a dream. They're not worth it. They're transient. They will just go away. If people think that this is what it is, I just want prapanchika sukha, I just want a child, I just want something, I just want a lot of money, I just want to get a job. If people are totally obsessed with short-term goals, they will never understand Veda Vakyas. They will not have any patience to listen to Vedic information. That's what it says. Abhyavasaya buddhi kesham yam vacham avipashchitaha pravadanti taya apahata chetasam buddhir vyavasayatmakatvena samadhane na vartate. Those whose minds are not obsessed with the speech of people who have not thoroughly understood the truth will not get focused or unbroken faith in truth, that is in Krishna. There is some problem in my sentence here. Forget it. I might have made a mistake here. The point here is simple. There are people who are half educated or 3/4 educated in the Vedas who don't know the real truth, but they are very convincing and they influence people to take up different paths which are not ultimately correct. So you have to avoid them. Only then you will know Lord Krishna is the center and the main teaching of the Vedas. Yathavastu yathajnanam yat samyat samamiritam. Sammā means, the word Sammā according to Madhvacharya is true knowledge of things as it is. Yathavastu, whatever it is in life, know clearly what it is. What is the value of money for us? Clearly know this is exactly the value of money for us. So the truth is known as Sammā. Viṣamā means untruth. That means it is either over exaggerated or undervalued. What is the value of money for me? I'm just giving you an example. Money. What is the value of money for me? Don't over exaggerate it. Don't under exaggerate it. Or don't. Oh, money is not at all useful for me. Why? What is the value of money? I will just starve. That's not the purpose of life. That's not the truth. But so you need to know everything in this world. This car, this life, this education, this degree, this knowledge, this experience, whatever it is in our life, one should know what it is. And that is known as Sammā. Viṣamā means you don't know what that is, exactly what it is. So clarity and firmness is for people who know Sammā. So a person will become calm and cool and has the right conviction only when he knows Sammā. Others go after heaven and others, which are like flowers that attract but are short-lived. The flowers just fade away within a day or even hours. Like that, the value of heaven, the experience of heaven and anything else, even money here, even anything in this world, they fade away. And people should know what is long-lasting. So the true goal of life is Viṣṇu Samīpya, Mukti or Mokhṣa, which is of the form of closeness to Viṣṇu. People who are obsessed with other petty goals do not know this truth, that, oh, this is the real truth, that is to attain Mokhṣa, which is going close to Viṣṇu. How can these people get true Tattva Jnana if their mind is taken misled? When they are swayed by flowery speech of the people who convince them using their half-cooked Vedic knowledge and push them to work hard, pointing them towards myriads of paths, towards transient goals. Ordinary people obviously will be confused. That is why finding the right teacher, finding the right information is very critical. Before you go to your goal, you have to figure out where you are, where you're going, what is the right route to get there. If you don't do this, even in an ordinary life, traveling from one place to another, you cannot travel from one place to the other properly. What about life? In life, you have to go to the right path. So you have to clearly determine who will tell you the truth. That's important.
In the earlier slide, Viṣamā also means difficult or tough.
Yeah, he says Atatva, according to Madhvacharya, he says Viṣamā means not true knowledge. That's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah. Yam vadanti duratmano vedavakya vivadinaha taya sammohita diyam khatam tatvajnata bhavete iti cha. These duratmas, that is the people who misinterpret Vedas and argue towards the wrong meaning of Vedas. They are all duratmas. They're cruel people. They will only lead people to darkness. And such people who are misled, how can they get true Tattva Jnana? This also said in one of the Puranas. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Ishtapurtam manyamana varishtam nanyat shreyo vedayante pramudhaha nakasya prashte sukrite te anubhutva imam lokam hinataram va vishanti iti cha atharvana shruti. Maybe this is Mundakopanishad. Some people have to check it. I didn't have time to check it. So what it says, look, Ishtapurtam manyamanaha. Ishtapurtam means creating wells and lakes for others. Community work, right? You create a well or a lake and provide water to so many people. They're all good things to do. You're doing social work. But that is not the end of life. Thinking that such works are the only way for spiritual progress, that is not correct. They may get Svarga by doing such charity. And they may enjoy some benefits there in Svarga for some short time, but they have to come back. And they may even go to lower regions because if their minds are misled somehow, they may even go to lower regions that are filled with darkness, ignorance. So this Shruti, this Atharvana Shruti Mundaka says that just going after the... See, you need to think about Svarga, not only as Svarga, also about some goals here in life. Oh, if I get so much money, I'm happy. If I do this, I'm so happy. Many people have some transient goals. They are not sufficient. They will not get a real value of life. That is what this Mundaka is saying. Vedavadarato nasyan na pashandi na haituki. Do not follow the pashandi matas, which are like Bauddha and Pashupata. Do not follow the Tarkika matas, which are like Nyaya and Vaisheshika. This is what the Bhagavata says. Yena janati tam Viṣṇum yatathyena samshayate jignāsasva nitanam shraddhavanta susadavah nirnetrunam abhavena kevalam jnanavarjitaha ye nichitam paratvam tu Viṣṇu prayona yatanam brahmahatyadipirapi. 1 second. So these words, I will take it in the next class. The reason is there are some precise meanings to this. I want to clearly write them down and think about it and let you know. I didn't want to write anything here which is erroneous. So that's why I want to stop right here. If you have questions, you can ask. Any questions?
Yeah. This, according to Madhva, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi means having trust in him, right?
Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is Viṣṇu Paratva. That means to know Viṣṇu is the highest, and all I have to do is resort to Viṣṇu. Go and take shelter under Viṣṇu. That's the only Vyavasayatmika Buddhi for Madhvacharya. Because he says all others are different views which are all not so well cooked, not so well understood. If you miss out on Viṣṇu Paratva, you missed out. That's it. Any other questions?
It's also one thing where Madhvacharya propounds again and again that we need to have faith in something before we start studying.
True. So you have to figure out the right teacher and have the faith in that right teacher. According to Madhvacharya, what he's making is he's secretly saying, look, Kṛṣṇa is right here. He is teaching Bhagavad Gītā. Why don't you have faith in it? And that's exactly what he is telling Arjuna. Kṛṣṇa himself is telling Arjuna, have faith in me, what I say. I have already thought about all these Shastras. So just trust me. Why are you not trusting me? As simple as that. That's what he's saying. And Madhvacharya is bringing that meaning out here.
Yes.
Okay. I guess no questions now? Any more questions? Very simple, right? Homework for all of you. Look at Śaṅkara Bhāṣya while listening to this. Just if you have time, look at Śaṅkara Bhāṣya, look at Rāmānuja Bhāṣya and see how these acharyas differ slightly. It will be a good exercise to you, for you to think. Okay?
Okay.
Asmat Prabhu Mahatma Sarvaguru Maha Shri Kṛṣṇa Parabrahmane Maha Shri Lakshmi Nrisimha Parabrahmane Maha Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Maha Sarvam Shri Kṛṣṇa
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Thank you, Kṛṣṇa.
Yeah. Hope this is of some use to you.